Hey Bobcats, Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to another fantastic week at the Helena Middle School. I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. We are approaching midterms of the third quarter already. We're on B.O.B Lesson number 21, which is unbelievable to me. Attention 8th grade students. For the next week or two during advisor, Miss Pandis or myself will be making our rounds to your advisor, clarifying and answering questions about high school registration at Helena High. So something to know. For the rest of you, we are on to B.O.B Lesson number 21. We're going to finish up the characteristics of healthy friendships, the things that you guys told me were important. One of the best things as a community, as a school, is to share resources and share information on what is important to you guys. And so I've loved this series of the last 4 B.O.B lessons, and we're going to finish strong today. Speaking of finishing strong, let's make this a great week at the Helena Middle School. All right, here we go. B.O.B lesson number 21, part 4 of a part 4 special on characteristics of healthy friendships. But as always, this week, let's be our best at HMS. Let's be safe, let's be responsible, let's be respectful, and let's be a learner. Okay, so we've went through 20 characteristics of friendship here, and we're going to follow up on the last 5 in the bottom right-hand corner. I just want to say once again, I really appreciate your guys' feedback on what healthy friendships looks like to you guys, because to be honest, I'm 34 years old, I'm about to be 35, and friendship looks different at every single age. And I don't know how effective it is for me to preach to you guys about what healthy friendship for a 34-year-old male looks like. I would rather take your guys' feedback from 11 to 14 years old as a middle school student at HMS and combine it with my knowledge and my training and my education to give you guys the best information as possible. So I really appreciate your guys' feedback and all of you that that give me B.O.B answers every single week. All right, so tip number 16, I guess this would be, is a characteristic of healthy friendship is someone that shares. Sharing is caring, and I think that's one of the best quotes I've heard when it comes to friendships and healthy friendships. What is sharing? We share our possessions, we share our time, we share our experiences, we share our laughs, we share our joys, we share our hopes, we share our dreams, we share our struggles, we share our fears, and that's what friendship is really about, is when you trust somebody and you can open up another layer and talk to them about that. As it comes to possessions, a rule of thumb and a golden rule is treat your friend's possessions better than you would your own. So if your friend lends you something or a friend gives you something to enjoy for a while, make sure you treat that better than you would if it was your own, so that you can return it in tip-top condition. And if something happens, maybe a friend loans you a ball or loans you their iPod or something, and something bad happens and you break it, a good rule of thumb is to replace it. Quote I have, and I saw this from one of my friends on social media about a year ago. It said, if I have 10 jelly beans, and I'm going to use the jelly bean example because it works for this situation. If I have 10 jelly beans and my friend has 0 jelly beans, I now have 5 jelly beans. If you understand that, then you understand what this slide on sharing and friendship is all about. Tip number, I guess this would be 17, understanding and empathetic. This was something I heard a lot from your guys' feedback. This word empathy, it keeps popping up, and for a very good reason. I love this word. You know, I am biased. I'm a school counselor, and so I believe in empathy. But empathy, again, is defined as having the ability to understand and share the feelings of another or another person. Friendship is really about understanding and enjoying sharing both the ups and the downs of life with another person. And to me, that is just that's friendship in a nutshell, is sharing and understanding the ups and downs of life that we all go through. We all have ups, we all have downs, we all have good times, we all have bad times, we all have struggles, we all have worries, and being able to share that with another person. In order to do this, You have to make an attempt to understand your friend's feelings, thoughts, emotions, values, opinions, and not only have that sense of understanding for what somebody else is going through in life, but have empathy for them and their lives and what's going on with them and what they're going through in life. I just feel like this is so important, not only for friendship, but for interpersonal relationships and just for all of us going through life together. All right, next one is compromising. Compromise is to me is one of the most important. I talk with students all the time about relationships, and relationships is a broad umbrella. If you think about relationships being a broad umbrella, and under that umbrella has everything from casual friendship all the way up to very good friends, to inner circle friendships that I'm going to talk about next week, to maybe dating and romantic relationships and being married someday, and they all fit under the relationship umbrella. Student-teacher relationship, counselor-student relationship, principal-student relationship, parent-child relationship. We can go on and on. They all fit under the relationship umbrella. And compromise is a concept that is so critical in every single part of it. Compromising is one of the most important characteristics of healthy relationships. Compromise is about giving and taking and finding middle ground. We all are our own unique individual people. Therefore, we're never going to fully 100% agree on the same thing. So as it comes to friendships, we have to be able to see two sides, what I want and what my friend wants. And if you look at the picture that I put below this slide, that's where compromise happens. That's where you find something where maybe you give in one time, your friend gives in the other time, or maybe you both give in on a couple things so that you guys can both have what you want. Healthy relationships should be about giving as much as you receive. I had a statistic for this and a bar graph, and I wish I would have put it on here, and maybe I will at another time, but I truly believe that in friendships and relationships, if the power differential gets outside of 50% or 45%, you're going to have problems in a relationship. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Second to last is you have to be humble. The definition of humble is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's perceived importance. And I don't know how I feel about this definition. I think we need to have, and I really promote having self-confidence and having high self-esteem, but not necessarily showing it to other people. Being confident and self-assured is a good thing, and that's what I really promote, and I hope every student and every person in our school feels a high level of confidence and a high level of self-esteem. I got a chance the last couple weeks to go talk to Mr. Knox's health classes. Shout out to Mr. Knox and shout out to first, second, and third period health classes this semester, and we talked a lot about self-esteem and how important self-esteem is, and we have to be able to differentiate between having self-esteem and telling everybody about how confident and self-assured or what's going right in your life, because you can really rub people the wrong way. There's a strict dichotomy, and that's a big word for many middle school students. Dichotomy is basically like two parts. There's a strict dichotomy between being confident without being outwardly cocky or arrogant, and that's a life skill, and that's an interpersonal skill that we all should shoot to conquer. I love this quote right here. It says, "Humble enough to know I'm not better than anybody, and wise enough to know that I'm different from the rest, that I'm my own unique person." All right, and our final slide and our final tip out of the 20 of healthy characteristics of friendship is showing interest in other people. One of the best ways to make new friends is to show interest in others by inquiring or in questioning about their lives, their interests, their passions, their goals. Really thinking outside of yourself and trying to get to know somebody else. This also shows a high sense of selflessness. Selflessness is the antithesis or the opposite of being selfish. Putting others' needs before your own needs. When friendships become all about you or all about me and what's best for me and what I want and what works for me, is when friendships become very unhealthy. My quote of the week comes from Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson, and when it comes to friendships, I don't know how many times I repeat this to kids in my office. The best way or the only way to have a friend is to be a friend. And friendship is so awesome, and it totally epitomizes life in so many ways that you want something in life, you have to earn it. You have to be it. There's very few things in life that are just handed to us. I'm a huge believer in working for what you want in life, going out there and getting it, earning it. And friendship is so true to that. The only way to have a friend is to be a friend. You can't have a bunch of friends and be a lousy friend in the process. Just doesn't quite work that way. All right, our JellyBean question of the week winners are Mr. Brody Dixon, Miss Ellie Bryce, Mr. Andrew Cotton, Mr. Jared Renner, and Mr. Jasper Cook. As always, come and see me before school, come and see me after school in the counseling center, and claim your JellyBeans and bring a friend along. One of our friendship characteristics this week was sharing. Those of you that have been in my office with the friend that won know that I give some JellyBeans to your friends that are with you as well, because I don't just preach these things I talk about. I really try to live it. This JellyBean question of the week is, like it has been the last 4 weeks, of the 5 friendship characteristics we discussed today, which one to you is the most important and why? I've gotten some really cool responses from you guys. You middle school kids, you HMS students just amaze me every single day. I've got some well thought out, awesome quotes, awesome pictures. I'm going to try to get some of them on here this next week, but keep them coming. That is located kind of outside the door of myself and Miss Panis's room, right between Mr. Meyer's room and ours in the counseling center here. As always, at the Helena Middle School, I hope you guys don't have a great week. I hope you guys go out there and make a great week happen, Bobcats.